Welcome to Elder Secrets, the place where age-old wisdom meets modern breakthroughs. What if one simple change could rewind your body's clock? In today's episode, she gave up sugar and reversed 20 years of aging. We uncover the incredible journey of transformation that doctors are still trying to explain. Let's unlock the secret together.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're going to sift through some really interesting research, some stories, and some surprising facts to bring you the knowledge that truly informs. And we're diving deep into something that might just challenge what you think is inevitable about getting older and your health.
Yeah, and at the heart of it today is this, pretty remarkable story, actually. It's about how one decision, a really simple one, giving up sugar, apparently led to this dramatic age reversal for someone. It really reveals what sugar actually does to your body. So our mission, as always, is to dig into the why behind this. We're pulling out the key insights from the sources you've given us. Imagine this. Sarah, she's 45. Looks in the mirror and barely recognizes herself. We're talking deep wrinkles, skin starting to sag, this bone-deep tiredness all the time, and brain fog. So bad she's losing her train of thought mid-sentence. And she tried things, anti-aging stuff, but nothing really worked. She felt completely resigned, okay, this is just aging. This is my path. But then something shifted, a turning point.
Sarah made a really bold choice. She gave up all sugar, completely cut it out. And what happened? Well, it was honestly shocking. Within just a few months, people were asking her, did you have work done? Within a year, strangers were guessing she was maybe 30, not mid-40s. Her energy, her skin, her mind, everything transformed. It was like hitting rewind.
Right. And what's so fascinating, I think, is that this isn't, science fiction. It wasn't some super expensive treatment either. This was about understanding the frankly profound impact sugar has and what happens when you actually manage to break free from it. So today we're going to unpack that transformation. We'll explore the science, the nitty-gritty of sugar and aging, and hopefully offer you some insights that, might just resonate with your own life, whether you happen to be 25 or, 65.
Okay, so let's really get into it, Sarah's breaking point. Because on the outside, things looked okay, successful even, but inside, she felt like she was just falling apart. Mornings were this ritual of trying to hide the lines, cover up the dull skin, and the exhaustion, just constant, like a weight she carried everywhere. Coffee wasn't cutting it. But the brain fog, that's not like the scariest part. This woman, always sharp, right? Suddenly struggling to finish sentences, forgetting why she walked into a room, losing track in meetings. That's terrifying. She worried it was permanent memory loss. And here's the kicker. Her diet. She thought it was healthy, but it was packed with hidden sugar, that morning smoothie, like 40 grams.
40 grams, just in a smoothie.
Right. And her whole grain bread, added sugar, the afternoon energy drink, high fructose corn syrup. Even the healthy yogurt had more sugar than like a candy bar.
Right.
She had no idea. So the catalyst moment. She sees herself in the mirror one day, really sees herself and thinks, I look sick. And then she sees a photo of her grandmother, who's 65, looking more vibrant. Yeah. That must have been it, right? That comparison.
Yeah.
What did she actually find when she started digging into the data?
Exactly, because it wasn't just her. She stumbled onto these, frankly, staggering statistics. Like the average American consuming 77 grams of sugar daily, that's what, over 18 teaspoons?
18.
Yeah, when the World Health Organization recommends. For optimal health, no more than 6 teaspoons. So she realized, without even trying, she was hitting 3 times that amount every single day. But the real eye-opener, the thing that changed everything, was learning about advanced glycation end products, AGEs. And the name is, unfortunately accurate. Basically, every time you eat sugar, it reacts with proteins in your body. It's called glycation. And these sugar-protein combos, they form AGEs. They build up in your tissues. They cause inflammation, oxidative stress, cellular damage. They literally age you from the inside out. It's like sugar is gumming up the works.
Gunking up the works.
And think about caramelizing an onion, right? Heat, sugar, protein. It browns, gets rigid. That same process happens inside you, your collagen. It gets glycated, stiff, loses elasticity, like pouring glue on rubber bands.
Okay, that makes sense.
Same with blood vessel walls, they get stiff. Brain proteins get impaired. So every sugary bite isn't just empty calories. It's actively making your tissues, your arteries, even your skin less flexible, more aged.
Wow. So she connects the dots. All those years, all those healthy choices. She'd actually been speeding up her own aging. That's a heavy realization. But was there any good news in all this research? I mean, is that damage permanent? Or can the body actually recover?
And that's the absolutely crucial part. That's the hope. Unlike some aging processes, a lot of the sugar-driven damage seems to be, potentially reversible. Our bodies have this incredible capacity to heal. When you stop flooding the system with sugar, inflammation plummets, cells start repairing themselves, hormones stabilize. Your body can even switch to burning fat for fuel, which is much cleaner.
Okay, but stopping sounds incredibly hard. We all know sugar is tempting.
Right.
Why is it so difficult to actually quit?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's because sugar is genuinely addictive. It hits the same reward pathways in the brain as, well, drugs like cocaine.
Really, cocaine?
Some studies, yes, suggest it can be even more addictive in certain contexts. It shows the power of that physiological pull. And the food industry, they know this. They engineer products for that bliss point, the perfect hit of sugar, salt, fat that just keeps you hooked.
So you're basically fighting your own biology. No wonder it's tough. Okay, so Sarah, armed with this knowledge, makes this huge decision. Quit completely. No cutting back. No substitutes. All in. She knew it would be hard, but felt her health literally depended on it.
Exactly. Which leads us nicely into the deeper science here, the why it matters part. We tend to think of aging as, inevitable wrinkles, low energy, diseases. It's part of the deal. But cutting edge research is showing that a lot of what we call normal aging is actually driven by factors we can control. And sugar, it's a really big one. So those AGs we mentioned. Advanced glycation end products. This reaction, sugar sticking to proteins and fats without enzymes, it creates compounds that literally age you biologically. This leads to the difference between chronological age, how many birthdays you've had, and biological age, how old your cells and tissues actually function. High AGs mean you could be 40, but biologically function like you're 60.
60, wow. So how do these AGs actually cause damage? You mentioned stiffness.
Yeah, stiffness is key. They create cross-links between proteins. Think of collagen in your skin. It's meant to be flexible. AGs make it rigid, brittle, like old rubber bands. That's wrinkles, sagging skin, that leathery look. But it's not just skin deep. Blood vessels get stiff, contributing to heart disease. Joints get stiff, leading to arthritis, less mobility. Even the brain AGs there are linked to cognitive decline, dementia.
Okay, so stiffness. What else? Inflammation.
Huge factor. Your immune system sees AGEs as invaders and launches an attack. This chronic, low-grade inflammation simmers away and is now seen as a root cause of almost every major age-related disease. Heart disease, cancer, Alzheimer's, you name it. And third, they mess with your body's repair crews. Your cells get so overwhelmed trying to deal with AGEs and inflammation, their normal repair systems just can't keep up. It's like trying to clean your house during a hurricane.
Constantly throwing trash around, as you said.
Exactly. And then there's oxidative stress. Processing sugar creates free radicals, unstable molecules that damage everything. DNA, proteins, cell membranes. Your antioxidant defenses get overwhelmed. This hits your mitochondria, your cell's power plants, leading to fatigue. It damages DNA, risking cancer, accelerating aging. And it damages neurons, affecting cognition and mood.
It's like a multi-pronged attack.
Yeah.
And you mentioned hormones, too. How does sugar mess with those?
Right, especially insulin. Sugar spikes cause huge insulin surges. Chronically high insulin, or hyperinsulinemia, is strongly linked to faster aging and disease risk. High insulin fuels inflammation, promotes fat storage, especially that dangerous belly fat, and interferes with other key hormones like growth hormone and testosterone. Plus, it activates something called the mTOR pathway.
mTOR. What's that?
Think of it as a growth signal for cells. Good for building muscle, but it also shuts down cellular cleanup processes, the very things that keep cells young and healthy. So it's growth at the expense of maintenance.
Neglecting maintenance. Not good long-term.
Okay, what about telomeres? We hear a lot about those being like a biological clock. Is there a sugar connection?
There absolutely is. Telomeres are those protective caps on your chromosomes. They shorten each time a cell divides. Longer telomeres generally mean longer, healthier life. And here's the kicker. Multiple studies link high sugar intake, especially sugary drinks, to shorter telomeres. One study calculated it as 4.6 years of extra aging. Another found about 1.9 years of extra biological aging per daily sugary drink. Wow. So let me get this straight for everyone listening. Every time you had that soda, that sweet tea, that sugary snack, you could literally be shortening your telomeres, aging yourself at the cellular level. That's sobering.
It really is. But, and this is crucial, the hopeful part is that much of this damage seems largely reversible. When you ditch the sugar, amazing things start to happen pretty quickly. Inflammation markers drop, insulin sensitivity improves, so your body doesn't need to pump out so much of that aging hormone. Your antioxidant systems can finally catch up. And autophagy, that cellular cleanup crew we mentioned, gets switched back on. Sugar suppresses it. Removing sugar activates it. Some studies even suggest actual biological age reversal is possible through ditching sugar and adopting a healthy lifestyle.
Which brings us back to Sarah's journey. She committed.
Wait.
Monday morning, after that weekend purge, reading every single label, shocked at where sugar was hiding: whole grain bread, tomato sauce, salad dressing, even her multivitamin. 3 garbage bags later.
3 bags, that tells you something.
Right, but that first week, she said it was brutal, not just cravings, but like a full-blown flu. Pounding headache, dizzy, weak, irritable, depressed, couldn't focus. And the fatigue, like wading through molasses.
And it's so important people hear this. That's not weakness. That's real biological withdrawal. Her body was addicted to glucose hits and was now having to learn to burn fat instead. That metabolic switch takes time, and yeah, it can feel awful. It's a detox.
But then, around day 10, things started to shift. That crushing fatigue, it lifted, replaced by this. Steady energy, no jitters, just consistent fuel. No need for constant snacks.
And her sleep, she'd woken up multiple times a night for years. Now she realized those nighttime blood sugar crashes were spiking her stress hormones, waking her up. Without that roller coaster, she started sleeping deeply, waking up actually refreshed. The mental changes, though, that seemed really profound. The brain fog just evaporating. How does that happen so fast? That's the brain healing from what's sometimes called glucose toxicity. Constant sugar creates inflammation in the brain, interferes with BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, crucial for learning and memory. Plus, constant insulin spikes can cause insulin resistance in the brain. That's linked to Alzheimer's. Some even call it type 3 diabetes. Cutting sugar lets the brain reduce inflammation, boost BDNF, and reverse that insulin resistance. It literally helps neurons function better, even grow new connections.
Type 3 diabetes.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so by day 20, she's seeing changes in the mirror too. Skin less dull, a bit of a glow starting, fine lines softening. What's going on there?
That's the direct result of less glycation, fewer new AGs forming, and the body starts clearing out some existing damage. Collagen production improves, circulation gets better, bringing nutrients to the skin. It's the skin starting to detoxify and rebuild itself.
So by day 30, she feels like a different person. Energy, sleep, focus, skin, all improving. And her relationship with food changed fundamentally. No constant obsession, no desperate cravings. Food became fuel again.
Right, because stable blood sugar lets your appetite hormones, like leptin and ghrelin, work properly. You feel satisfied. You're not on that hunger-craving roller coaster anymore.
And this is wild. Her taste buds changed. Simple things like salad or berries tasted incredibly sweet. She realized years of super sugary food had basically broken her taste receptors. Cutting sugar reset her palate. Okay, moving into months 2 through 6. Things really ramped up. Her skin became radiant, lines softened noticeably, and the elasticity. She could pinch the back of her hand and it would snap right back. Before, it would sort of stay tented. What's happening there?
That's less glycation, allowing existing collagen crosslinks to break down, while her body makes new, healthy, flexible collagen. Plus, better circulation helps. It's genuine skin renewal from within.
People definitely noticed. First, subtle comments, then outright questions. Have you had work done? What new skincare are you using? But she hadn't changed her routine. Just stopped poisoning her system. Her body shape changed too, even without much weight loss. Less puffy, more defined face, clothes fitting better, just from losing that chronic inflammation and water retention.
Exactly. It's amazing how much puffiness is just inflammation.
And joint pain, knees, lower back, aches she'd had for years just vanished. She could hike again, dance, play tennis.
Makes perfect sense. Sugar drives up inflammatory cytokines that directly irritate joints. Remove the sugar, the inflammation drops, and the joints can heal.
Around month 4, the energy shift was dramatic. Just stable, consistent energy all day long, no crashes.
And that's a sign her body had become truly metabolically flexible, efficiently burning fat for fuel, which is a much more stable, long-lasting energy source than sugar's quick bursts and crashes. Fewer inflammatory byproducts, too.
Cognitive stuff kept improving, too. Memory, like a steel trap. Laser-focused creativity flowing like when she was younger. Like a mental fog had lifted entirely.
It's that combination of reduced brain inflammation, better blood flow, and improved neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to adapt and form new connections. A total brain upgrade.
By month 5, she was like a walking billboard for this. People literally didn't recognize her at a high school reunion. And the psychological shift. Confidence, feeling good in her skin, anxiety gone. She felt in control. Then the 1-year mark. Truly miraculous changes. So dramatic she had to get a new driver's license photo.
That's incredible.
The deep lines, even around her eyes and mouth, had softened dramatically. Age spots faded. Skin tone evened out. Texture smooth. The sagging around her jawline. noticeably tighter, all natural healing.
It's that synergy. Less inflammation means better blood flow, nutrient delivery. Lower cortisol from better sleep lets cells repair. Better insulin sensitivity balances hormones for skin turnover. And crucially, autophagy ramps up that cellular cleanup, removing damaged stuff, making cells act younger.
Even her hair. It had been thinning, dull. Now it was thick, shiny. Gray hair seemed to stop advancing. Maybe even some natural color returning.
Again, reduced inflammation, better circulation to the follicles, better nutrient supply means healthier hair growth.
Energy stabilized at what felt like her 20s level. Woke up refreshed, no alarm needed. Started hiking seriously, strength training. Amazing endurance. And the cognitive gains were maybe the biggest thing for her. Incredible memory, focus, creativity unleashed. She even started writing.
That's the brain firing on all cylinders. Less inflammation, better blood flow, balanced neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine. It's a complete reboot.
And psychologically, just solid confidence. Comfortable in her skin,
Yeah.
anxiety, mood swings, gone.
It all ties together. Stable blood sugar optimizes those mood-regulating neurotransmitters. Better sleep, less inflammation, balanced hormones. It's like emerging from a fog into clarity and resilience.
The really mind-blowing part was the apparent biological age reversal. She was 46, but her biomarkers. Resting heart rate of someone in their 20s, perfect blood pressure, inflammation markers practically zero, physical and cognitive tests, performing like someone 15, 20 years younger.
And that just shows the power of removing the damage drivers.
Yeah.
You stop the assault, provide the right conditions, and the body's natural anti-aging repair mechanisms can finally do their job properly. It's not magic, it's removing the interference.
She became this inspiration, right? But when people asked her secret and she said, I just quit sugar, a lot of them were skeptical. Like, that's it, too simple.
Yeah. Simple concept, maybe?
But hard to execute because of the addiction. Still, the payoff was beyond anything money could buy.
Exactly. And Sarah's story, while amazing, isn't a total outlier. This brings us back to that core concept, metabolic flexibility. Most of us today are inflexible. We rely almost totally on glucose. That leads to sugar dependence, crashes, craving. Cutting out sugar forces your body to relearn how to burn fat efficiently. That provides stable energy and has these incredible anti-aging effects. And when you burn fat, you produce ketones. Ketones aren't just fuel. They're arguably a better fuel for the brain. More energy, fewer inflammatory byproducts. But even more exciting, ketones act as signaling molecules. They actually activate genes involved in longevity and repair, like sirtuins. They tell your body to prioritize resilience.
So reflecting on all this, Sarah's journey, it really underscores how much power we have just by understanding what sugar does and trusting our body's incredible ability to heal itself.
It really does. So the thought to leave you with today as you think about everything we've discussed, considering these kinds of transformations, what shifts, maybe small, maybe large, might you consider exploring in your own relationship with sugar? What potential for vitality and well-being might be waiting to be unlocked?